Hello Flosstube, it is Saturday the 13th of April 2024. I'm Sarah and you are very welcome to my channel Sew Me Sarah. This is a channel where we talk all things cross stitch and I have lots to share with you today. If you're new here, then thank you very much for giving the channel a try. I hope that you enjoy it and that you will consider subscribing so that you won't miss out on any of the future stitchy chat that goes on here. If you're returning, thank you so much for contributing to the community here at Sew Me Sarah and for helping to build this channel and the community that we have together. Today I've got lots to share with you, so I'm not going to hang around and we're going to get to it. Since last time, there's not a huge amount of a family update for you. I had another week off work. So I took 2 weeks off altogether over Easter, and my last video I came back to you kind of in the middle of that 2 weeks. I had another week off, and then I had to go back at the beginning of this week. So it's been a bit of a culture shock to go back to work and school and routine and all of that. And generally I do like routine, so it's not that bad. But you know, after a 2 weeks holiday, it can be a bit of an awakener. So it's been about 5 years, I think, since I took 2 weeks off altogether in one block. So it was really nice to have a lengthy break over the Easter holidays. And now we're back at it again. So other than that, there's not really anything to update you with life-wise. So let me share with you some of the lovely goodies that have arrived, and let's talk about stitching and all things stitch related. So earlier this week, Historical Sampler Company were in touch and they invited me to join with them in their next upcoming SAL, which is a SAL that begins on the 13th of May. I'm just checking my notes to make sure I give you the right dates for this. So the SAL begins on the 13th of May, and this is designed by Emma Congdon. I'll insert the sneak peek of the design here. And the SAL is called Do More of What Makes You Happy. So your kit will arrive in a lovely package like this. And inside here, you will have your fabric choice. So you can choose a linen or an Aida. I chose the linen because it's beautiful to work on. I had the linen choice last time on their SAL, and it's a lovely piece of Sweetheart linen in white. And it was really beautiful to work on. And their Aida is equally beautiful if you prefer Aida to stitch on or an Aida stitcher. So it comes with the white linen and it comes with the threads that they will be using in the design. And Historical Sampler Company send their threads pre-sorted on a thread card that they have labelled for you. So it's really great because all you have to do once the patterns start coming is get stitching. You have no organising to do. It's brilliant. These are lovely colours that have been chosen for the Emma Congdon design, which I presume will say do more of what makes you happy on it. And that will release, as I said, for the first pattern release, we're looking at the 13th of May. There are 4 pattern releases altogether. It's a 4-part SAL and they will release fortnightly thereafter. So the purchasing options, as I said, are that you can purchase an Aida kit or a linen kit. You can also just purchase the PDF patterns if you prefer. And also Historical Sampler Company, as you may know, like to provide a gift box as an additional option when they do a SAL. So they very kindly sent me the gift box that accompanies this SAL to share with you. So this is at an additional cost, but it's full of beautifully curated goodies for you to enjoy along with the SAL. Now, if you don't want to see them, you don't have to look, but they're not a secret. They have already been shown on the Historical Sampler Company website, and I am going to share them with you here today because the gift box always sells out really quickly. And last time, by the time I was sharing the gift box with you, they had actually already been open for pre-order and the gift boxes had been gone. but pre-orders open on Monday the 15th, so they're not open yet. The gift boxes are not gone yet. And if I share this with you today, then you have a chance of picking up this gorgeous box if you so desire. This gorgeous box from Historical Sampler Company, I love these. I love to see them coming through the post. I love the way that they're designed. And inside, everything is beautifully packaged. You have beautiful cover papers, and then you have goodies inside. Now I'm going to show you these separately and better than trying to hold them up like this. So first of all, we have a lovely little project or notions pouch. This is from Rico Design, and it's very nice. Lovely, lovely gold zip finishing. It's beautifully finished. It's very nice indeed. And as you can see, nice and roomy inside. This would be great for your scissors and your flosses to keep inside your larger project bags, or just to keep a small project in and to take along with you in your handbag. It would be brilliant. This is very pretty and very nicely made. Then there are some floss drops, and these are lovely wood, so I need to hold them up higher today. These are lovely pink wooden floss drops, and there are 4 of them here. There we go. 4 of them there to show you, and they come on a ring as well for you to organize your flosses. Again, they'll fit in there perfectly once you have your threads organized. And then there is a little tub of thread gloss, candy floss thread gloss. So here you go. And it smells lovely. It smells edible, but I better not. So that is some thread gloss to treat your threads with. And then there's a little gift house, which is a little felted house, which is so pretty. Let me see if I can show this to you properly. It's going to swing around, so let me hold it there. Look at this. And it's decorated on all 4 sides, which is something I particularly like. It's not blank on the back or anything. That's a little ornament, which would look great in your dough bowls or your displays, your tiered trays, or hang it in your home as well. But it will be a lovely accent in a cross-stitch display. So there's that little house. There's also the needle minder, which is a cute little house. Lovely quality again. Gorgeous. And there's always a yummy treat in the Historical Sampler Company boxes, and this one is a beautiful floral chocolate lollipop. So if all of those goodies appeal to you and you feel like treating yourself, or indeed treating a friend, then hop on over to the website. There we go. Hop on over to the website on Monday and make sure you place your order for the gift box as well as for the SAL. So that is the next SAL from the Historical Sampler Company, called Do More of What Makes You Happy. And we all like to do more of our stitching, don't we? Okay. A gift arrived from my lovely friend Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie lives in Ireland, and she's been a regular commenter on the video, and I had the pleasure of meeting her in person at Stitch in London last October, and we've been in touch ever since. And she was really kind this last week and sent me a parcel. So she had been looking, she knew she had 2 copies of this somewhere, and she'd been looking out her duplicate copy so that she could send it to me. This is a Doreen Jones Cross Stitch Collection magazine. It's got 194 charts in it, apparently, and it's full of all that beautiful detailed Doreen Jones goodness. I just wanted to share these, my 2 favorites, with you from this magazine. This is called, well, it says Welcome Home on it. The magazine title says A Warm Welcome. So Welcome home, it says here. It's lovely. These Doreen Jones patterns are testament to the detail that backstitching can give you. So I know a lot of us enjoy the fact that many patterns today don't need backstitching to look wonderful, but sometimes we forget that adding backstitch can add that additional element and just lift the pattern a little bit further. So I like that I don't have to always do backstitch like I did in the 80s and 90s, but I think that we forget that it can make a project very special. So that's the Welcome Home pattern, and my other favorite in here is this beautiful, it's called the City of Love. On the article it's called the City of Love, and it says L'amour. It's a very French design. I think it's just beautiful. So that is, I've had lots of time having a flick through here and seeing all the goodies that are in there. So thank you so much, Anne-Marie. She also sent me this book called Colour Companion for Stitchers. And this is available from Peppermint Purple. Now, if you don't know, Peppermint Purple is a designer, a UK designer who designs designs that are mainly they're mainly black work, but they're colourful black work. So it's beautiful, really, really stunning, intricate designs. But this Colour Companion book is a very thoughtful gift from Anne-Marie. She thought that I would like this because of the my interest in colour that was sparked by Roz's celebration of Colour SAL that I've been doing recently and finished up just for the last video there. So this book is a very useful little palette, colour palette book. So inside here there are all kinds of colour palette selections. So you've got 3 colour palettes, 4 colour combinations, and towards the back with, I think there are some 5 colour combinations. So you have obviously an inspiration picture, and then you have the breakdown of colours, 5 colours that they've picked out of that. Here there's a little table with threads that match those colours. So we have DMC thread numbers, anchor thread numbers, Madeira thread numbers, and sulky thread numbers in here. And then at the very bottom of the page, this section here shows how those colours would appear on various coloured backgrounds. So on a white background, on a dark blue background, on a charcoal grey, and a beige background. And you can see the difference it makes. You can see how colour plays in these. Now, I really appreciate this little book. I appreciate the thoughtfulness. And I was wondering, well, what would I do? What could I do with this book? And what I'm thinking of is sometime in the future, not now, not this year, but sometime in the future, would it be interesting to take one of these palettes, for example, let's go there, and choose a pattern that would normally be monochrome, but change it to have this kind of palette, or indeed this kind of palette. But choose one of these and see if I could make a monochromatic piece in one of those. So that is something that I'm percolating and may do somewhere in the future. It's also a great way of changing colours. If you want to change some colours in a pattern, this would give you an idea of some palettes that work. And I think this is really good for those who are like me, who are not always particularly confident in choosing a good palette. So thank you, Anne-Marie, those were great. And thank you for the little gift that you sent for Charlotte as well. I really appreciate that. We have some giveaway news to cover. Last video I was giving away a copy of Serenity. This is a new market release by Teresa Kogut. And this was a popular giveaway. We had 140 entries for this giveaway. And the winner was, or is, Stitchy Rich. So Stitchy Rich is a floss tuber, and a UK floss tuber, and a friend. She was on table 9 along with me and Noreen and lovely other folks at last year's October Stitch in London retreat. So I know Rachel, and it's lovely that this can go to her since I have met her personally. So Rachel, get in touch, let me have your address, and I will pop this in the post to you sometime as soon as I can get to the post office. The other giveaway that is outstanding from the channel is from a couple of videos ago. It's a copy of Le Petit Chaperon Rouge, the Little Red Riding Hood snow globe chart. And this was won by Cheryl Middleton 2442, but I haven't heard from Cheryl. So this is a last call really for Cheryl. If you hear your name and can get in touch with me, either through Instagram, Sew Me Sarah, and the direct messaging there, or on the email address down below, and send me your address, I will get this off to you. If I don't hear from you before the next video, then on the next video I will choose a new winner from the giveaway week that this was in. So last call for this one, Cheryl. On the last video there was a question about the little storage wallets that I was using for the Overflow DMC, and I had a number of these because I've been very graciously gifted quite a stash of DMC just before the last video from 2 lovely viewers. So I had some of my overflows in several of these wallets. Now I did reply back to that comment, and I hope that you got the answer, but I wasn't sure if I made it clear, and I wanted to just show you. These are just little A5 popper wallets, you know, they pop open and close again, and I just ordered a batch of them. I think there were 15 or 20 in a packet from Amazon, and that's all. They happen to be a very good fit for the length of the skein, and this is going to be a temporary solution for me. So I'm not planning to store these forever here, but you could do, and if you kept them neat and tidy, this would work very well. So I just wanted to share and show these a little bit more close up to make it clear for you. I obviously have put a little piece of paper in there just to label that these are my 700s of the Overflow. Okay, the next fun piece of mail that arrived came just before I came on to record here, and this is another SAL that's coming up, and this is the next SAL from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and it is a mystery SAL called the North American Adventure. So this is the kit for it, and pre-orders are open. They opened yesterday, so you are able to go on and order your North American Adventure kit now if you would like to join us. I'm going to insert some of the pictures that Caterpillar Cross Stitch have shared with me. This SAL is going to take us on a little tour. We're back on Caterpillar tours and we're going to see what we can see around North America. So if you're interested in this mystery SAL, you can order it as a kit on a 14 count Aida, on a 16 count Aida, or on a 28 count even weave. Mine is a 28 count even weave, and it's a lovely, lovely pale blue. This is a Spygart fabric. You can see that they provide a needle. So this is the blue. And then you have all of your threads sorted on the Cardos, the Caterpillar thread cards. Nice colors. You can see these are kind of colors for coastlines and buildings, grays and browns and blues, and little pops of color here and there as well. It's exciting to think what is coming up. The little picture of partial picture of a building, I think, is that maybe going to be the White House? I don't know. There's a flag atop it, but I guess there could be a flag atop anything pretty much. So it will be exciting to see what is revealed. This is the current blurred out image that is provided. So if you're curious, like I am, then perhaps you would like to join this SAL. The SAL starts on the 22nd of May and it is a monthly release SAL of 4 monthly parts. So if you're interested, you can go over to the website, links below again, and order yourself a kit, choose your fabric, or maybe just order yourself the PDF versions if that's what you would prefer. But if you are ordering a full kit, don't pay full price for it, because Caterpillar Cross Stitch have very kindly offered me a 10% discount code for you to use. This code is valid once per customer and only on the full kits. So the code is Sarah10 American. Sarah10 American. You make sure that you use that to get your 10% discount off the SAL kit. Now, as you know, Caterpillar Cross Stitch love to add needle minders to their SALs. So they always produce a very cool needle minder to go along with their SAL. This time it is a New York cab. And here it is. It says CCS NYC, isn't that cute? So this little taxi cab is going to be traveling with me as I do the SAL over the next 4 months, or from May. And I hope that many of you would like to join with us. If you would like the needle minder, remember that you need to add it to your order. It is not part of the kit, it is an additional item, but absolutely, definitely worth having. These are such nice quality. Okay, so that is it for all the goodness, all the goodies today. And it's time to share with you my stitching. There are no FFOs this week, not a big surprise, but I do have 2 finished objects, 2 finished stitches. One of them is a start and finish. So I last recorded on the 1st of April and that was a Monday. And that night I was going to start Stitch Some Happy from Hands On Design. This was start number 16 in the Fun for 50 SAL 2024 that I'm doing with Sally at FlossySewsandGrows. I'm going to talk more about the SAL a little bit later, but this was start number 16. And it's not very big, so I did manage to finish it. It took me maybe 2.5 nights. So here is my finished stitch. I did not stitch this with the called for colors, but you can see that my colors are very, very similar. This, the pattern called for a kind of lime green color, and I switched that out for yellow. The other colors are pretty much the same, but maybe just a slightly different shade number than called for. So this is a really, really great pattern to just stitch in the colors that you like. So you could do this with 5 shades of blue if you're a blue stitcher, or 5 shades of pink or purple or whatever, or mix them up to be colors that you like. Maybe you would like Halloween kind of colors, or just a more of a rainbow where there are repeats here of teals and blues and things. So this was a really easy stitch to switch up colors on, and it came out really, really nicely. So now, as you know, for the SAL, for our 50 starts for the year, we invited you, our viewers, to submit some prompts for us, some challenges for us to work to, and you did that very keenly. So we have 86, I think, prompts to choose from, and this stitch met prompt number 22, which was from Mika Lichtenberg. And Mika said that we should start something that is a round design, and that's because she herself likes to stitch round designs. So Mika, thank you for the prompt. I have stitched my round design and I'm very happy with it. So, and I will keep stitching some happy. So that was start number 16. And then I have another finish, and this is the last Historical Sampler Company SAL, All Things Grow with Love. It's so lovely. It's really, really pretty. I am absolutely over the moon with this stitch. I love it so much. I did miscount, and so this bottom corner is one stitch the wrong direction, but anyway, I don't think you can tell to look at it. So this was part 4 was released since I last was chatting with you, and that brought this SAL to a close. So this was the last Historical Sampler Company SAL, and what I wanted to show you is with the Historical Sampler Company kits, I know sometimes people are a little bit anxious about whether or not they'll have enough thread if they order a kit. And this is my thread card. So this is what is left over from the SAL. There's plenty to spare. Now I am a reasonably economical stitcher when it comes to thread, but at the same time I'm not overly cautious, and there's plenty of threads left here. So that's why I kept the thread card with what's left, was just to share with you in case you're considering you know, ordering the new SAL and wondering about this company if they're new to you. But the kits are always very generously supplied with threads. Anyway, just have another little look at this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful design. I love it so much. And I want to say a big thank you to Historical Sampler Company for inviting me to share this SAL and stitch along with them and share it with you guys. So really have enjoyed that stitch, and it's lovely to have that finished. That is one of the really nice things about SALs. So quite often we start SALs on our floss tubes, and our floss tubers, we all will say, oh, it's a start along, it's a start along. And that's because we pick a pattern ourselves and we say we're starting at whenever. But these organized SALs, kind of the commercial SALs, where the parts come out on a regular basis, where it's broken down for us into assignments, as it were, that keeps you going, it keeps you ticking, and you do actually then see a finish. And that can be a really nice thing, is to actually start a SAL that gets finished as well. Okay. The next stitching that I have to share with you is a whip. This is Positivity Rules. I'm sorry about, I haven't had time to iron it, and I stitch in hand, so it's been rolled up, which is why it's got all these vertical lines on it. This is Positivity Rules. It's a caterpillar cross stitch pattern that I ordered to stitch as a gift. So I want to stitch this for a newly qualified teacher as a graduation gift for the summer. So I'm trying, it was started about 6 weeks ago maybe, and I'm trying to get it finished so that I will have time to fully finish it for gifting at the end of June, beginning of July, when she qualifies. So I have, I've stitched Listen, and I've started Patience. It looks like I ran out of patience with the word patience. That's not quite right. Normally I would finish the words, but when I was stitching last night, I thought if I could outline the roof, then that would make really great stitching for tonight's Zoom call. There's a Stitch Across the Pond Zoom call on later tonight, and I thought if I could outline the roof, then I will, then that's what I'll stitch while I'm chatting tonight, because counting and chatting and I don't mix. That doesn't happen. So a nice little bit of fill-in. So I'm preparing some fill-in. So essentially that's why I started Patience, and then I started the next words, was to make sure that I was getting the placement of the roof correct. That's why I haven't started these words. Normally I've started a word, I'll finish the word. But there is a reason for not doing that in this instance. This is a lovely, fun, bright design, typical of the caterpillar cross stitch designs, and I'm really hoping that it will be loved when it's gifted. So that is my progress and my plan for this evening. If you are on the call tonight, I look forward to seeing you. Sorry, itchy nose, Flosstube nose. I did have some progress on the Oh Holy Night Advent calendar, which is my daily thread stitch at the moment. But I didn't bring it to share with you this time because there really isn't anything new to see. I managed to put in some backstitch outlining down the two little borders of blue sky and stars that were there, that have been there for weeks and weeks and weeks. You've watched them grow. And then what I did was I turned the scroll rods. So that has all disappeared and we're left with nothing to see if I bring it into you, and I'm not going to adjust the scroll rods again. so sorry about that, but there really wasn't a lot to see, but I promise you I did do some stitching. My next stitch is a start, and this is start number 17 for the Fun for 50 SAL 2024, and it is Little House Needleworks Schoolgirl Lessons. I know that Sally and I have started this together, and I know that a few of you have joined in with us and have started it too. So Cross Stitch Sarah and Just So Sherry are stitching along with us, and I know that a number of other viewers, non-floss tubing viewers, have also said that you're going to stitch along with us. So thank you so much for joining us. And I hope that you enjoy it as much as I am. Here is my start and a little bit more. So, apologies again because I didn't iron this. This is a 46 count cream Bristol linen, and I am stitching this using one strand of Gloriana pomegranate, which was gifted to me by my friend Kathleen. Thank you to those of you who stepped into the conversation last time about whether or not I would have enough of the silk, because I've never stitched with this and didn't know, and there are 12 strands of this per length and all sorts of questions. I just had no idea whether this would be enough to stitch it. Now, at the time when I asked the question, I didn't think I was going to stitch it on 46 count. I was thinking that it more likely that I would stitch it on 36 count. But anyway, as I was looking for fabric, I thought, actually, this is a good one to stitch on 46 count because Ros Clarke left us a prompt. One of the prompts for our SAL was that we should stitch something on a fabric count we've never stitched on before. So I have never stitched on 46 count before, and I thought this would be an ideal opportunity to give that a go. And then I'd be sure of having enough Gloriana. And you will laugh. Oh, you will laugh because, let me show you the thread here. So this is the thread skein. I cut the skein into 10 lengths, okay? I had 10 lengths of the Gloriana. Each length has 12 strands in it, and I'm still using the first length. And I've done all of this with that first length. And there's not an awful lot more to do, as you can see. There's finished the word writing and stitching, a little bit of a bottom border, and these down this side, so I'm gonna have plenty. It's beautiful to work with. It is different. I'm not used to working with silks. I have stitched a little bit with silk before, just one or two things. I'm not used to working with it, and on this small, higher count fabric as well. There are differences, but it's beautiful. It really is beautiful, and the color is fantastic. This is a proper red color, and I love it. In terms of meeting the prompts for the SAL, it also meets another prompt, and that is prompt 49 from Cynthia Veal, who said we should stitch something with a tree that is not a Christmas tree. So it had to be a tree, but not a Christmas tree. So there is a tree beside that house, and I am ticking the box, Cynthia. Thank you so much, Cynthia and Roz, for your prompts. it's fun to find stitches that work with our prompts. I really have enjoyed this one. I do find working on the 46 count a challenge. It's just a challenge for my eyes. and actually it's a challenge for my hand as well. There is definitely something in stitching the smaller stitches where my hand is cramping more, it's tighter, and yeah. So whatever it is, it's really busting my eyes and my hands. So I'm doing just a little bit now at night time to keep it going, because there's not a lot more to do. But if I can do maybe one of these little emblems, you know, now and again, then this will just keep this one ticking over till it finishes. But I really enjoyed this one. Sally's is beautiful, and Sherry is stitching hers with a gorgeous colour of sulky threads, a variegated, you know, quite a noticeably variegated thread. So this little design would lend itself to lots of different thread colours and options and variegations and all sorts. So if you fancy stitching it, there's still plenty of time. So for the SAL, for Fun for 50 SAL 2024, this is something, as you know, that I'm doing along with my friend Sally at FlossySewsandGrows. We're stitching 50 new starts each this year, because we are each 50 years old this year. And we are stitching some of those things we're stitching together, and some of them we're stitching our own things. So on average, once a month we have one project a month that is the same, and this schoolgirl lessons was one that we were doing together. So we will try to keep that kind of as the pace, and the rest of the time Sally's stitching her own things to meet some of the prompts and just things that she wants to stitch, and I'm doing the same in my time as well. We would love it, and we do love it when you join with us, so you can stitch along with us. You can stitch any of the charts that we are stitching. You can start anything that you want to. You can find the prompts. There is a link to the prompts. They're all on a Google document, and the link is in my drop down box below. So you can go and read the prompts for yourself and find one to fulfill, and that can be your way of joining with our SAL. Or you can just stitch and start anything at all that you like, but just raise a needle to us and say that you are sharing with us in the SAL. If you're on Instagram, use the hashtag and we'll hope that we might see things, but you could also tag us in. That's at @SewMeSarah and at FlossySewsandGrows. The list of our stitches, we haven't published a list of everything that we're stitching, because that changes. We adapt as we go along. So for example, next month Sally and I had chosen a stitch to stitch together, and just last week we both changed it. So what we try to do in the middle of one month is to share with you what we're going to stitch in the next month. So I will do that in just a moment. My immediate plans are to start the next 3 starts for April. I'm going to insert the next one here. It's called Il Pleut, and it is a freebie from Casa Senina. Again, everything is linked below, so if you're interested, you'll be able to find it there. It's an umbrella chart with some French writing on, and I love it, and I'm just taking this opportunity to start it. I then also have plans to start the Prim Alphabet Sampler by Frog Cottage Designs, and the Modern Folk Embroidery freebie, Light a Single Candle. So I'm not going to talk about these in much detail. They were on my last video, so you'll find the information for them there. For May, I'm going to show you what our plans are for May. So I have 4 stitches planned for May. First of all, I am going to start Goodness and Mercy by Sweet Wing Studio. This is a market release, so this is a very new chart, and I think it's beautiful. I keep calling it Grace and Mercy for some reason, but it is, as you can see, called Goodness and Mercy. So if you ever hear me talking about Grace and Mercy, you know that this is what I mean. So I'm going to start this one. I am going to start Le Petit Chaperon Rouge, which I had told you about as a sneak peek some time ago. I'm going to start that one. Then together, Sally and I are going to start Mildred's Strawberry. Now this is Mildred's Strawberry, the one on top of the box here with the butterfly and then this other motif down below. And this is in the black, I didn't mean to show charts, so I hope that that wasn't very visible. This is in the Blackbird Designs book In Friendship's Way, which was a gift to Sally and to me by Clarke in celebration of our 50th year. So we are going to stitch Mildred's Strawberry. I think that we both have plans to change the colours. It's very muted and that's not either of our styles, but the design lends itself to be being changed to anything that suits us. So it will be interesting to see which colours Sally and I choose for this little strawberry design. And I have never stitched a strawberry before. I've made some quilting fabric strawberries before, but I've never made a cross-stitch strawberry, so that will be nice to try that. And my last stitch for May is rather bigger than the previous ones, and this is the Tiny Modernist, the Bee Queen. She's so beautiful. I can't wait to get stitching her. I really, really can't. And I know that I'm going to break my heart having to stop because there will be more new starts to come. But it will be so much fun to just make a start on her in May. So those are my 4 May starts. Generally speaking, I do my starts on a Monday night and Tuesday night. So I'll start on a Monday night and continue it on Tuesday night, and I give it 2 nights work. And that's what kind of is qualifying for me as a start in this SAL. Sally does something a little bit different just to suit her timetable, but generally speaking, I am doing Monday nights. Occasionally I will shift that if it's to fit in with someone else's birthday celebration, or if Sally and I want to start something together and we just choose another date that works for both of us. But generally it's a Monday night. So I'm going to pop up a little slide here which shows you those dates. It's a little list of those dates and those projects, because I know some of you have been asking and saying, well, what date are you doing this and what date are you doing that? And we haven't really been very specific about that as we speak about them on our channels. Now the reason for that is because we don't want to tie you to them. You don't have to start something on the same date as us. If you choose to start the same project as us, but you start it a month later, well and good. We don't mind. That's still participating. That this is a whole year long. You can do what you like. But I know that sometimes some of you just want to start on the same date as us. So I'm going to give you the dates that my plan starts are. You'll forgive me if life happens and we have to shift a date here or there, but generally I do get to them on Monday nights. And these are my dates and my projects for May. So if you want to know, you can take a screenshot and you can go and search your stash if you've got any of those that you want to specifically join in with us. What I would say in terms of Mildred's Strawberry, for example, oh, here it is on the back of the book actually, is, you know, we'd be really happy if you stitched any strawberry along with us. So we really have been very loose about how you can participate in this SAL with us, simply because we don't want there to be anything to stop you from participating. So we want you to join in whatever way you can. As I said earlier, if that means you stitch something that we have no intention of stitching, that's absolutely fine, absolutely fine. But you can, you know, follow a prompt or do something similar, or in this case, for example, all you would have to do is stitch any strawberry that you've had maybe in your stash and were keen to do. Maybe you don't have this book and you're not interested in Mildred Strawberry, but you have another one, an Erica Michaels or something similar. go ahead and choose a strawberry and join in with us. You can find loose connections, you can find exact connections, you can have no connection at all. Just stitch with us and have fun. Okay. I'm back. I forgot to tell you something very important. So Sally and I had agreed that we would share a sneak peek of one of our June projects for the Fun for 50 SAL 2024. And we wanted to share that with you so that you have time, if you're interested in stitching this particular one along with us, you have time to go find the pattern and kit it up and all the rest of it. So our plan is in June to start Light by Barbara Anna. And the nice thing about this is it's a freebie. So I am going to try to find the link and put it down below for you. I know that I got it from a link on Stitchy Rich's Flosstube, so I'm hoping that I'll go over there and be able to find it there still. And provide this link for you. It's a gorgeous fox carrying a lantern. And I haven't stitched a Barbara Anna before, so this will be my first. And I'm very excited about it. So I hope that some of you will want to join in with us, and we're giving you a little bit of advance notice that this is a June project for us, a June start. So now that I've done what I should have done in the first place, I'm gonna go again. Bye. So the other thing I just wanted to remind you of is that there is a list in my drop down information of all of my 50 stitches starts so far. So obviously there's 17 of those so far. They are listed, and the next ones that I have told you about will be in there as well. So, but the whole 50 aren't released yet, and that's mainly because Sally and I keep changing our minds. So, so you'll be able to see what we have already stitched, or what I have already stitched is there in the list, and the ones that I have definite plans for are in the list as well, and we will keep you up to date. You have to keep coming back and watching the channel if you want to see where it goes from here. So just to finish off this little section about the SAL, I thought it might be interesting for you to know that I have had the 17 starts so far, and of those I have 9 finished already. So yes, of course they're smaller ones, but it's good to be keeping on top of some of them and not letting them all languish. So I really do need to get back to that very first start and get there, but I will. So things are going well. I'm really enjoying the SAL. It is pushing me out of my comfort zone in terms of the number of projects on the go and the number of starts, and you know, but that was all part of the fun, and it has been fun. And Sally has been the most pleasant SAL partner. Honestly, it has been so lovely to stitch alongside her, plan alongside her, and work alongside her, and build a friendship with her. And it's been such a blessing, and I am going to be ever grateful that she sent me that text that sent me into apoplexy one evening suggesting we do 50 starts for her 50th birthday. It's been a privilege. It's been a privilege to stitch alongside her and to get to know her better and to develop a friendship that way. So speaking of getting connected and staying connected in our community, I have found a couple of ways for you to do that that I want to share with you before I go today. First of all, Laura over at Stitching by the Shore is doing another artist trading card swap. Now, an artist trading card is a little piece of stitching 2.5 by 3.5 mounted on a card to be a little trading card. Laura can tell you all about this. She has specific videos on her channel about the artist trading cards, and she has mentioned in her latest video all the details for the new swap, which is going to be a summer swap. So the theme for the stitching will be summer, and this is a great way for you to stitch for another stitcher and to just enjoy the fun of swapping, and you know, you'll get something in return and you will send your efforts out into the cross stitch community. Laura has organized it so well. I have been watching along. I haven't joined in myself yet, and obviously this year it's kind of busy and I'm not planning to do that, but I do think it's a really lovely thing that Laura is doing in facilitating this swap, and I think it's really lovely to see the participation and the creativity involved in the trading cards. So if you're interested, you can go. She has videos of sort of the reveals of the trading cards when she receives them in, before she then packages them and sends them out again. She records a video and shares them with us, and those are very inspirational. So Laura at Stitching by the Shore, if you are interested in going along to or in joining in with the artist trading card swap. The other exchange that you might like to participate in is the Stitch Across the Pond Summer Smalls exchange. If you're a member of the Facebook group for Stitch Across the Pond, then you can sign up to the Smalls exchange by the 20th of April. So that is the closing deadline for participation in the Smalls exchange, for registration in the Smalls exchange. And it's been a fun swap. I participated in the Christmas one that we did. Obviously this year I've got other priorities, but it's really fun to watch the swaps, what people make, what people receive, and how much fun everyone is having with that. So even if you don't have time to be part of the Zoom groups all of the time, you can be part of the Facebook group and you can participate in the swap, in the Smalls exchange. So I will leave links for the Facebook group below. If you're interested, you can go and check that out. Okay, one last thing is the one special thing, and this week I came across Flosstubers that have been mentioned for weeks and weeks, and I just haven't had a chance to actually sit down and watch them, and they are the Hathaway Stitchers. So I'm quite sure you've been told, or you've heard from lots and lots of Flosstubers how enjoyable they are together. They're two sisters, Amity and Erin, and they have this new Flosstube channel. I think they've about half a dozen videos out so far, maybe. But the special thing that I want to particularly mention is not just that they have this new Flosstube, but yes, please go and watch. But the special thing I want to mention is the SAL that they are doing, and I want to mention it because it's a different take on a SAL, and I really liked this. I thought it was really clever. So they have a secret SAL happening. So this is going on and lots of folks are stitching it, but nobody's showing anything or sharing anything. And the reason for that is that the premise of the SAL is that there is a chart. It's called Garden of Zig, and it's by Ink Circles. And everyone is to get the chart, but you're not allowed to stitch with the called for colours and fabric. So you have to do something different. And I really just want to mention it because I think it's genius. I think it's a genius idea to challenge yourself, to push us out of our comfort zones and stretch our boundaries a little bit, and just play and have fun, and don't have to take it so seriously all the time. But I think it will be fantastic. Apparently there will be a reveal on the 31st of May or something. So the stitching is still going on. It is only the 13th of April right now. So you have time to participate in this if you would like to. You need to hop over to their channel, Hathaway Stitchers. I think maybe the episode 2 or episode 3 is where they mention it. You need to join them. You've got maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks now that you could stitch this pattern in. Go choose your own colours. Don't share it. Don't put it on your social media. Don't put it on Facebook. Don't put it on Instagram. Don't put it on YouTube. You keep it to yourself, and then there'll be a big reveal on the 31st of May to see how everybody has interpreted the chart and switched up the colours and done something different. I think that's genius, and I think it's going to be so lovely to see, and I really hope that we see more of those kinds of SALs in the future. So I thought that was a very special thing, and I wanted to share that with you today. So I would say that that is enough ways to keep all of us very busy for the next little while. I hope that you will find some ways to connect with the community through some of the suggestions that I have, or certainly by watching other Flosstubers and joining in with them. So I hope that you'll find pleasure in that connection and fellowship and just enjoyment, further enjoyment of your hobby. So I hope to be back with you in 2 weeks time, kind of the usual, and I look forward to sharing what I've been up to with you then. So until next time guys, stay well and stitch happy. Bye!